All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. This morning, rather. Sorry, not tonight. This morning. Anyway, this is the Wednesday midweek report. So, for those of you that might be new, this is where we talk about uh, different things that happen throughout the week, other than prepper shit or politically charged shit. Though some of the things could be politically charged, but I try to balance it out with shit that people are not paying attention to as well. Uh, so we'll start out with the parking garage collapse in New York City. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there were some people that were questioning it or asking about it last night in the live stream, and I saw it, but I didn't address it. So anyway, there was a, I wouldn't say giant garage collapse. Well, it was possibly one of the biggest parking garage collapses maybe in American history, being that it was an entire building. So at first glance, when you look at this parking garage, it just looked like a building that had one floor that collapsed. Well, all the floors collapsed inside of the garage. So I do have some photos to show you guys because fuck it, why not? See if I could find a fucking folder. Found it. So these are some of the images that some of the images here you're gonna see. They are not disturbing. They are cars that collapsed in the building. So it seemed like the center of the building collapsed in. You guys will see some of the photos here, being that it's gonna take forever. So this is one photo, as you can see. Now these images are from the FDNY drone. So as you can see, guys, all the cars here. So now, keep this in mind. This is what really sucks. This is a real kick in the nuts, actually. Every last car in this building is done for. And the worst part about it is insurance companies can't get in the building to see these cars unless they have to wait till they sort them out after they demo the building. They have to demo the building. Thanks for the 5x5, Tiki, Comet Moon. Thank you for the 5x5, guys. Appreciate it. And Mr. Landfill. So, as you can see, guys, each car here is toast. Now, and even the cars that are like untouched in the corner here, there's no way of getting them down because look at the elevator shaft to your right. This would be the elevator shaft to your right of your screen, and you can't move the elevator because you can't do anything about it. And even if just the top floor collapsed, you wouldn't be able to get the cars out anyway, because moving an elevator like that would vibrate the building and cause further collapse. So that's one image. Let's see. Trying to get you some good shots. This is one image from above. So this is an above image. Again, this is from a drone. Now look at all the cars that, again, seems like the main part of the floors gave away by the elevator shaft. Now, elevator shafts, like, guys, again, if you're ever in a building collapse, which I hope you're not, but I remember my father telling me in the building collapse that you want to head by the elevator shafts. That's the strongest part of the building. Now, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a few people, especially the two officers that were involved in the Trade Center collapse, they went by the elevator shaft because that was the spot that kept them alive. So always keep that in the back of your head when you are in a building collapse or you feel the building collapsing, run to the elevator shaft. You have a higher probability of surviving by an elevator shaft. Trevin, as far as what happened, I don't know. Nobody knows, other than this is an old building. But if you look at the center top screen, there seems to be where the steel beam used to run. That actually looked like it snapped away. So this building was old. This is an old building. So that being said, guys, there was probably structural problems that they ignored for years. Now, you're going to see structural problems in a building like this for a long time. And you have to pay attention to it. But as a parking garage owner, you're like, we just have cars in here. We don't have buildings, people. Now, six people were trapped in the building. One person did die. I'm assuming that one person that died was crushed to death. That's a shitty way to go. But yeah, guys, as you can see, the cars pulled by the top right, top left corner by the elevator shaft, right? So that looks like where the building gave away first. So again, um, a problem. Now this is a more interesting picture because this is where I found out that the car came down through the second floor, as you can see, and made its way to the first floor. Right? So again, every car in there, even the cars in the back, if you could look towards the back of the garage, you can see the cars back there. They're not touched, but they're not going to be able to get those cars out. So every car in this building is now destroyed. There's nothing you could do about it, right? Now, if you're a car owner, you're looking back there. You're like, I just got that new whatever the hell's sitting back there. Now it's done. So, yeah, that sort of sucks. That sort of sucks. But listen, it is what it is. Some people, at least they're alive. I'm like, listen, I just bought my car. I would be so fucking pissed. I would be pissed. Is not even is not even the word that I would feel after losing my car to some shit like this. Some shit that could have been avoided. Again, structural damages in a building like this often show themselves, especially if you walk around and you look around and you see major cracks. You see movement before you actually see the collapse. Especially being that it was multiple floors. It was from the roof of the building, guys, the top of the building, all the way down to the first floor. There were signs that were missed and ignored. So somebody's going to get sued on top of a huge payday, especially those people that were trapped. Um, let's see if there's any other interesting pictures. Well, this is one interesting picture. I thought it was an interesting picture. Here it is. So here, in this photo, as soon as it spools up, there you go. You see I'm not sure what the hell that is, but it's sitting in the elevator. Right? So being that it was sitting in the elevator, meaning that it was possibly it was on its way down. So I don't know how the guy that was in the elevator got down. I'm pretty sure he got down on the back fire escape if he made his way across. But there goes a car that was ready to come down. Right? And now, again, that car, perfectly fine, untouched, a little bit of dust, is absolutely screwed. So anyway, like I said, guys, one person was killed. The entire building's unstable. So that area is going to be cordoned off until they take the building down. So they have to take the building down now, I would say with some kind of speed, because they can't leave it up. Being that the center of the building collapsed, that means the outer walls are safe. So the back wall or the front wall can absolutely fall out. Being that the side wall, which is the two and the four corners or side of the buildings, are structurally sound because they're pinned up against two other buildings, right? So the two and the four side are not going anywhere. The one or the three, that's the one is the front and three is the back of the building. Those two parts of the building, if you will, could fall away. But again, they're going to take that down with haste, and then insurance companies are going to have to dig through the pile to get to the cars to get insurance claims. Now, a lot of those cars, or a few of those cars, had those license plates on it. The fake ones, the temporary license plates. So those are new cars that were in there, and there was a few new cars in there, by the way. So again, imagine just getting your brand new car. And you're like, yes, and then this bullshit happens to it. I'd be beating somebody up. The owner, somebody's getting a beating for that. I don't know who, but someone's catching it. Anyway, with that, we're going to move on to the next subject, which is, and I think every American's been feeling this in their pocket to some way, shape, or form. Americans struggle with 24 straight months of effective pay cut under Biden, meaning inflation, right? Inflation is absolutely crushing a lot of people. And I feel, guys, that they're ignoring the Americans' pain by not reporting stories of people who are not able to put food on the table and who are not able to afford rent because inflation's gone up. Because rent is also going up as well, depending on where you live. Here in New York City, forget about it. So a lot of people are going to be pushed out of their homes. We're not hearing a lot of stories about it. We're hearing a couple. So anyway, American workers effectively taking a pay cut for 24 straight months as inflation consistently outpaces wage growth under President Biden's watch. So obviously, guys, the Post is throwing President Biden under the bus, as we all should, because this is his fault. Or rather, it's not so much that this is his fault, because the financial decline was going to happen. It didn't matter which president it was under, but this president is not doing anything about it. He doesn't have a plan. Now, other presidents or other people with a head on their shoulders, they wouldn't be throwing money at another country while we're going through this inflation. So we have a serious inflation problem here in this country, but we're throwing money at the Ukraine. That makes no sense. And yet, as American people, we're sitting idly by and letting this happen and not going to the White House and doing some shit to the White House, protesting in front of it, storming it, anything that needs to show that we are tired of a president throwing money at another country when that money could be going here towards the people in this country. But anyway, that's just my my shitty opinion. Anyway, real average hourly earnings, a measure of wage after adjustment of inflation, have declined year over year for every month dating back to April 2021. With a few months after Biden, this is just a few months after Biden took office. This is by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, Republican Californian, highlighted the alarming trend in a speech at the New York Stock Exchange on Monday. We are now on Wednesday, arguing the Biden administration of reckless spending, again, sending money to another country, that has exacerbated the economy's toll on U.S. household. Americans have reached a pay cut for 24 consecutive months, the longest streak in American history, as inflation has persisted. This is coming from McCarthy now. In fact, since President Biden took office, families have lost an equivalent of $7,400 worth of income. Again, because of not so much because of Biden, but the fact that Biden's doing nothing to fix it, or his administration's doing nothing to fix it. And that's the thing, guys. They're doing nothing to fix it, and they don't care. And yet, again, we're sitting here not doing anything about it. We, as American people, our American history has taught us that we have lost our shit over less. And here we are being effectively damaged by this, and we're doing nothing about it. We're just sitting by, watching our Netflix and our TV, and not gearing up to storm something. Anyway, so what do you think Adams' plan to create a carbon tax on meat in New York City? Mary 2024, I did not know about that. If you could do me a solid and email me at angrytruth77. Wait, sorry. angrytruth77@gmail.com. Thank you. If you could email me that, I would absolutely look into it. I had no clue about that. I'm not surprised that he wants to put a carbon tax on meat. What that's going to wind up doing, guys, is less people are going to buy meat. Because meat's expensive now. And now that I can go into the store, I can buy meat anytime I want because there's so much left on the shelves. Because people can't afford the ribeye steaks and shit that I wind up buying. I use those as breakfast steaks. They're really expensive. For a decent-sized steak, I'm talking about something probably about like that now, it's almost $20. People can't afford that. You add a carbon tax to it? Forget it. Thank you, Blue Vandal. So they're also starving us out, Blue Vandal, right? Now they're killing us slowly, they're starving us out. So, yeah, guys, inflation is kicking people in the dicks. Simple as that. And again, we're doing nothing about it. Frankie Boy, yes, grow your own food, but not all of us have an area for a garden or livestock to grow. You know, Mary said Pinball talked about this morning. Did he? Okay. Um, I will definitely look it up. Matter of fact, while I have you people on the horn, not on the horn because we're on the video, but carbon tax, meat, NYC. Let's see what I can dig up. Bingo! So this is 2 days ago. Oh shit. So he's part of the plan. He officially jumped into the fold. I will definitely do a video on this, but let's go over it real quick. You could thank Marie 2024 for this. But anyway, Eric Adams promised to take a bite out of New York City's greenhouse footprint Monday by reducing carbon output when it comes to emission caused by the production and consumption of food, especially meat. Motherfucker. Cock-sucking asshole. Anyway, new data release, bullshit, released by the city shows that 20% of the Big Apple's greenhouse gas emission are tied to food. Here we go. The third largest resource behind buildings. So, they want to cut down emissions from food, but not the absorbent amount of constructions we have going on in the city. Guys, any given time, I could throw a fucking dart at a New York City map and you're going to land on a construction site. They don't want to cut that down, but they want to cut down the food consumption from emissions, or emissions from food consumption, sorry. So with that, the third largest source behind buildings, which contributes to 34% of emissions in the city, and transportation, which causes 22%. I think transportation is a little higher than that, but whatever. But again, this comes from new data from the city. You know, Eric Adams could suck a big cancerous dick. I'm talking about one that causes throat cancer for him because he's such a piece of shit. Anyway, and this is bullshit. This is the worst bullshit in the world. Construction is absolutely, and I think construction emissions is higher than 34%. Again, you could throw a fucking dart and you'll hit construction site somewhere. Hell, I could look outside and look at construction sites going on right now, outside the window here. Anyway, let me not go on that rant. Food impacts everything. It impacts our physical health, our mental health, our way of life. And today, we are saying to New Yorkers and really to the globe that it impacts our planet. This sounds like World Economic Forum shit. I'm going to read it again. Food impacts everything. It impacts our physical health, our mental health, our way of life. And today we are saying to New Yorkers and really to the globe that it impacts our planet. Adams said this Monday. 1 in every 5 metric ton of carbon dioxide our city emits comes from food. But all food is not created equal. The vast majority of food that is contributing to our emission crisis lies in meat and dairy products. Meat and dairy products. So he wants to cut down on meat and dairy products, which is part of what plan, guys? World Economic Forum. So he's trying to buy his way in, I think. I'm going to do a full video on this. This fucking cock-sucking monkey. Anyway, cows and other livestock are responsible for causing 14% of climate emissions worldwide. Again, let's overlook the factories in China, India, Taiwan, Indonesia, Europe, all over Europe. Let's gloss over those factories that are causing a lot of the emissions and possibly climate emissions. Let's gloss over that. But let's go right for the meat and the livestock. Let's go for the cows and livestock. Instead of just saying livestock in general, they are singling out cows for a reason, guys. Singling out cows. Again, last night when I spoke about codes, guys, this is code to the elites. The mission is cows are going to come down sick in the near future. We are going to see cows come down with some kind of disease. Maybe a ravaging mad cow disease or something else that affects cows. Oh boy. Anyway, I'm ready to throw my computer through the fucking wall after reading this shit. So again, you can thank Marie 2024 for this. So anyway, and here's the kicker, guys. Here's the kicker. Listen carefully. Most of the methane produced from their burping and manure. Their impact is felt indirectly when forests are cut down to make way for grazing. Forests are cut down not for grazing. Forests are cut down to build cities. This is by Yahoo News, by the way. I'm 10 seconds away from punching my own fucking computer because they're now saying that it indirectly impacts us. Sorry, guys, that's the buzzer. And I don't know why they fucking do this shit. They always let them in the buildings to deliver a package. Anyway, um, their impact is felt indirectly when forests are cut down for grazing. Forests haven't been cut down for grazing in a long time. Forests, guys, and we have seen this in Brazil, in China, are cut down to build cities. And yet they are trying to blame grazing pastures for this reason. Good plan, your best punch. A good plan is your best punch. Yeah, I guess. This is some shit. But anyway, this is fucking insane. Now, here's the deal. Eric Adams follows a plant-based diet, which is bullshit because they've caught him eating like hot dogs that were in the shape of dicks because he's an asshole. But anyway, Adams, who eats a plant-based diet, has focused on food policy since taking office last year. So the guy loves crime. He loves crime to run rampant, but he wanted to go into schools and inject a plant-based diet on kids, telling kids that a plant-based diet is better than a meat, whatever. It's full of shit. So anyway, said while in the city, he's putting it to his attention the reduced carbon footprint that the city's building produces. Again, the city produces emission through buildings that don't need to be built, the construction that's going on right now as we speak. It has done enough when it comes to the impact on our environment. Oh, what the fuck? Shit, fuck, piss, dude. Seriously, shit, fuck, piss. In the city's Health Plus hospital network, plant-based meals are a default option. And Adams said facilities under its umbrella are now on track to serve on track to serve 850,000 plant-based meals to patients in 2023. That's bullshit. Listen, you put a fucking plant-based diet in front of me in a hospital, it's going right out the fucking window, right at the nurse's or the orderly's face. By the way, guys, today is Wednesday. Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival is having his We're All Going to Die Wednesday live stream later tonight at 7 o'clock, I think. I'm really bad at shit like this. But it's at 7 o'clock on Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival's YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that later tonight. They are really fucking going after it. So, guys, again, 2030 is the year we keep hearing for the elites plan, right? So the mayor also said he is challenging the city's private sector to reduce food-related emissions by 25% by 2030. 2030. The next plan after that, the next goal or the deadline is 2050. So the reason why they space it out, guys, is because it's a frog in a pot theory. If you space it out enough, people get used to it. It's not happening. If it happens too fast, we revolt. We should have been revolting fucking maybe 10 years ago. But here we are, again, taking this shit right up the ass. I can't believe it. I'll read the rest of this article later so I can do a video on it, so I can be pissed during that video. But they want to have private sectors now serve plant-based diets. If I was a private sector, I'd tell the man to go suck a dick. Like, big time. Eat a big fat bag of cow dicks. But whatever. That's, well, shit, man. That live stream went sideways, huh? That fucking went down a path I didn't want to go. Thank you, Marie. I appreciate it. What else are we going to talk about that's just going to fucking piss me off? Let's see. Oh, by the way, guys, I'm watching that show on Netflix, Utopia. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Utopia is a big coded show. I'm watching that show closely now, like they are in the TV show, and I'm like, yo, there's a lot of shit in that show that's going down now, and there's more in store for us if you use the show as a base. I think is very interesting. And I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole because, yeah, you can definitely go crazy going too far down that rabbit hole. The show is entertaining. It's also it's also off the chain with some of the shit that happens. You're like, wow, but it's a pretty good show. Anyway, moving right along, guys. The immigration policy ends May 11th. And the Biden administration has zero plan to stop the onslaught of immigrants that are ready to rush the border come May 11th. Now, Title 42, which allows for quick expulsion of illegal immigrants, is coming to an end May 11th. So when it does, the potential for deterrent is gone. All right. Thank you. Anyway, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back before some cocksucker steals my shit and I gotta cut their dick off. All right, sorry about that. So anyway, love the secret knock. Well, it's not a secret knock. It's Amazon. And they come up here and they fucking, drop the shit in front of your door. If you leave it there too long, somebody comes by and steal it. I think it's the fucking workers in the building. I think they're stealing it. Just because I noticed a couple things when they're up here. But anyway, so guys, set to end May 11th. The title was a potent deterrent when former President Donald Trump applied it to almost 90% of all illegal crossing immigrants, and for less so under the current president, who expelled only 35%. I predict big trouble is on the way. The southern borders are going to be breached. So in Juarez, thousands of immigrants are living in abandoned buildings, sleeping on the streets, and many hundreds more a day show up on freight trains. So they're looking to storm the border. This is what I'm getting out of this. A human tidal wave is building up over Mexico and farther south. Biden administration has no official plan on how to deal with it. There's only one way to deal with it, guys, and that's put militia back on the borders. It's the only way to deal with it. I'm not saying to get ugly with it, but if you use rubber objects, you could possibly deter them. And maybe just standing there alone will deter them, right? So anyway, guys, we have a human tidal wave of illegal immigrants headed this way, May 11th, and nothing's going to be done about it. That's the gist of it. And they're going to come here in droves and do their shit. And we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. And we know how that's going to turn out. It's going to turn out bad. The Border Patrol is going to stand there and watch these fucking people come by because they can't stop them all by themselves. If you get National Guard to step in certain states, yeah. Killing it. Utopia's on Amazon Prime. I'm already on episode 3 or 4. It's a good show. Too bad they ended it early, but I found it interesting, guys. In the show, there's now for anybody who watched Utopia, I want to notice, but did they have that disclaimer in the beginning of the show, or did they put that there after Mr. 19 went down? That's what I'd like to know, because there's a disclaimer saying all events in the show are real, all people are fake, all people in the show are made up. And like there's this whole disclaimer, but I'm like, So now I'm looking at, after reading the disclaimer, now I'm looking at the show a lot closer. And if the show is true to form as to what we're seeing now, then there is something coming that's going to target kids and kids only. Again, if the show is staying true to form and what we're witnessing now, which happened in the show, there's something more heinous on the way. Again, according to the show, we shall see. Gators and guns. Do you like biscuits and gravy? Jay Myers, yeah, I like biscuits and gravy. That's some good shit. And you know what? Even with oh shit, what's the name of that? Not Mountain House. Backpackers Pantry. They have a biscuits and gravy dehydrated meal. Awesome shit, man. Also, Peak Refuel. I think Peak Refuel has biscuits and gravy. They might. If not, it's Backpacker Pantry. But Backpacker Pantry is really fucking good. Really, really good. If Peak Refuel has it, I feel like they do, and I had it, but I'm not sure. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it for today's midweek report. Bulk of it taken up by fucking what's his name, Eric Adams and his bullshit. But yeah, there's that and his bullshit. So guys, also Chicago's falling apart. A lot of you have been paying attention to what's going on in Chicago. They're losing their fucking minds. I don't know why. Not that I don't know. The new mayor actually of Chicago is letting this happen and is actually sticking up for the kids that are acting like savages. Now, everybody keeps blaming Chicago and PD and the mayor. Where the fuck are the parents? Why aren't we blaming the parents? Why aren't we holding the parents accountable for these kids' actions? Everybody wants to blame the city. Everybody wants to blame the mayor. And yes, the mayor should be held accountable. The Chicago PD's commissioners should be held accountable too. But who should be held accountable first? The top of that list are the parents. The parents should be held accountable for the shit that's going on in Chicago with these fucking kids. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I'm going to go off the air. I'm going to do more research. I'm going to put a video together for Eric Adams and his fucking bullshit. And yeah, that'll probably come out a little later today on the Angry Truth channel. The Angry Prepper channel, I have a video that I'm releasing about a new bullshit possible pandemic, whatever. They're always going to scare us with something new. But I think they're trying to keep scaring us until we go, okay, this is bullshit. And then they release the real one, which then puts fear into everybody's hearts. It's sort of like a shock. It's like being punched in the chest. Anyway, that being said, guys, I'm going off the air. See you guys tomorrow on the Angry Prepper channel and the Angry Truth channel. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donations. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night.